Welcome to Football Manager 2017, my Wigan game, currently in October 2034. This is actually my second season in charge of Wigan because I essentially fast-forwarded the game to 2033 when I took over Wigan after their first game of the season in League One when they sacked their manager. So this is my second season in charge, and this time I am away to Hull. Apparently, if it will actually go to the game. Okay, both my backup defenders passed various fitness tests. Oops, I skipped past that screen. Meant to go back there. Right. Oh, Hull play a 4-1-4-1 approach, and they're currently 10th doing it. I'm currently top, only because Southampton have played one game less than me, and I'm recovering from my little slump in form. But we'll see how well this actually goes. So, what is my current team like? I've forgotten. Oh, Mark Heaton is back from wherever he went, and he belongs in that spot. Wedderburn is back and healthy, thankfully. I think he was there for the last game. My left back, James, Riley and Perez are all back and healthy. So this is essentially my best possible team as far. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to click on Liam Berry there. I meant to actually scan down a bit. And where's he gone? McGlade goes on the bench. And Craig Vincent comes off and Di Thomas goes on the bench, and Luke Price can stay there. Right, yes, this is my best possible defence. Richard James has just come back of 2 weeks holiday that I gave him, which coincided with the international break, so hopefully he'll stop having problems with his condition, which is what he's had up to this point. And I will see if I can keep my surprising run of good form going. My start to the season has far exceeded my expectations, the expectations of the media, and pretty much the expectations of everybody. 12 games in, I've got 30 points, and theoretically if I get to 50 points I should be safe from relegation, which is what my board expected me to fight against all year. So with all that said, we will see. I'll tell them their favourites, see if that actually helps. We will see if my Wigan side, in a very large and nice Hull stadium, can continue to impress me. I have signed a new goalkeeper between the last match and this match. When I say signed, I've technically signed him, but he won't actually arrive until January the 1st. He is apparently, I've forgotten his name, I think Smith or what his name was. But I think he was a West Brom backup, and he's technically already better than Wilson and has the potential to be a lot better than Wilson. So with luck, that will be an improvement in my team in the second half of the season, as long as I can get there in any kind of reasonable condition. Oh, where did my defence go? My defence apparently went walkabouts. And if it hadn't been for Wilson there, the man who's essentially going to have a half a season as the starter for Wigan, if it wasn't for him, I would already be a goal down. Of course, there is going to come a point where things are going to start going badly wrong for me, because, okay, there are a few foreign players in this side, if you count a couple of Irishmen and etc. One Spaniard and a couple of others. but I try and sign English players. A, because there was a Brexit that stopped European freedom of movement, but B, because I've always liked signing English players and developing young English players in the hope that I can make them into stars, basically. The problem being, of course, if this side does continue its run of form and goes up to the Premier League, finding cheap, talented English players means I will be taking the refuse of the top Premier League clubs and trying to turn them into stars while they're being hammered by other Premier League clubs who are already far superior. That is the downside of the strategy I employ. I know this because in an earlier game of this with Leeds, I had the same strategy and I got absolutely destroyed in the Premier League. I played 20 games and I think I got a total of 6 points out of 20 games at one point. So, developing young English players, quite a few of them in the same team at the same time, when you have no superstars, is, to put it mildly, a challenge. Well, that was a pretty poor shot after a very good build-up, but luckily their goalkeeper was as incompetent as my forward there. Not something I normally say about Mr. Wedderburn either. I don't normally get to mention his incompetence. Okay. When a whistle goes in the penalty area, you always hope for a penalty, but fair enough, the odds were Riley was fouling somebody. Strangely surrounded by 6 players. They really do fear my left back, don't they? As they should. I keep calling him my left back. He's technically Watford's, but Watford loaned him to me for the year, so I'm going to keep referring to him as my left back. That was a well taken goal. The way he's playing, he could well become player of the year, or certainly my fans' player of the year. That does, of course, assume he can actually do his defensive duties too. But in combination with a lot of other people who are helping him out in defence. Well, could have put a ball over the top there, Harwood. Your vision is obviously lacking for that stuff. Oh, nice move, Turner. Unlucky, the ball almost fell for Wedderburn. Oh, getting cocky with the passing again, are we? Interesting point to try for a shot there. Not entirely sure what he was trying. There again, I'm not sure he was entirely sure what he was trying either. However, I am beating Hull 1-0. Nobody is sucking for performance or condition. Although Obi is not endearing himself to me by getting another yellow card. And whilst I may tell the press that yes, playing in the position he's playing in, I have to expect yellow cards, doesn't mean I'm happy when he gets them. Eek! Oh, he survived another little scare. And because you're not playing that well, and I have replacements, and we'll put Jamie Slaughter on up front as well for the second half, as he's a better shot than Turner, who has been a bit of a disappointment to me this season. He was one of the players I thought was going to have a breakout year if anybody was up front, but apparently it's Wedderburn has turned into being the man, along with the left back, who has been a complete surprise, and yet I believe is, if he's not my highest goal scorer, he's certainly my second highest goal scorer. Okay, and Hull have made a substitution. 15 pretty boring minutes so far in the second half. Oh, eventually there's a highlight. Oh, it wasn't that far away, Heaton. Still wasn't on target, but it wasn't that far away. Oh, unlucky Perez. That was a well-worked move to get the ball back in there for you to get that header. Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't use 3 substitutes at half-time. But Luke Price now gets a game. Not something he's used to in this so far this season. Okay. They've obviously decided that kicking my players is their best tactic, as they seem to be doing rather a lot of it. Oh, he's got a broken finger. With a broken finger, you can stay on. You're a footballer, not a handballer. Eek. Stroth, that almost made its way through. Yes. If Slaughter was a quarterback for an NFL team, then yes, I'd be worried. But as a attacking player, as a footballer, having a broken finger, whilst painful, shouldn't actually stop him from kicking the ball. Note the word shouldn't. Whoa! I wasn't entirely sure where that was going to end up. Okay, and already we're in the 87th minute. Now, if they score or they don't score, doesn't. Well, it does matter, but oh, nice save and clearance there. But it's been a real fast second half with not much going on, which I've got to admit. Dodgy penalty. That's the second time that's happened to me. A dodgy penalty in the final minute, or one point in time added on. Although I have actually got a victory from a penalty and time added on as well. Earlier this year, I think. Earlier this season. But yeah, it's not a fun way to drop 2 points. But at least that doesn't lose me the game. It was unfortunate. I like the way Wilson dived about 3 seconds after the ball had gone past him. But to be honest, I'm not overly unhappy with a 1-1 draw. Might have liked the victory, but I've hardly looked particularly incisive up front, as that shot just proved. So I will happily accept a 1-1 draw. Well, I won't happily accept. I will accept a 1-1 draw on the basis that I have to. But it really wasn't a truly disappointing performance anyway. And even if Southampton win their game in hand and Fulham win their game in hand, then I will still at worst remain in second place. Southampton beats Plymouth. Did Fulham play? No, apparently not. And I'm playing Fulham next. Chamberlain is injured for 5 to 6 weeks. Oh good. With a torn groin muscle. That can be painful. He's just had a rest. He's not getting another rest. Well, that was my Wigan versus Hull game, with the unfortunate last-minute goal for Hull. But these are the breaks. You pays your money, you takes your chances, and all that. As always, I hope you found it enjoyable to one degree or another, and hopefully I will see you down the road.